Okay, so as always, we are going to need a canvas to work on, okay? Let's make our very own custom-sized canvas. And I need it to be in portrait, so I'll set it at 2250 times 3000 pixels. I recommend having at least 60 layers available for this exercise. If needed, you can reduce the canvas size to help manage the layer limitation. The color profile that works best should be the display P3. Alright, now we have got an empty canvas ready for the taking. We are all set to begin. Now go to Actions to turn on the reference panel. Choose the image mode and import the collage I prepared for you. So in this image, we have all references we need for this session. We will be creating all three of these types of glasses, each with its own garnish. Okay, so what I'm thinking is to arrange the cocktail glasses in a triangular composition with the tallest glass in the center and the shorter ones on each side. This helps create a balanced layout and naturally leads the viewer's eye across the scene. So let's start with the one in the middle and create a sketch for the first glass, the ripped wine glass. Go to Layers and rename this existing one to Glass 1 Sketch. Go to Brush tool and feel free to choose any brush you're familiar with for sketching. I'll go for this Freya Soft Graphite from the Vintage Texture brush set. This was also the one I used in our first exercise, if you can recall. Choose the color as black, then size the brush at 13%. Also, let's go back to Actions to turn on and edit the drawing guide. Choose Symmetry mode in vertical and make sure Assist Drawing is turned on for this layer. You can also change the color of your guidelines from the color bar on top. I went for this bright turquoise shade. Feel free to adjust the values at the bottom to suit your preference. But if you want to follow mine, opacity is at 54% and the thickness is 59. Now that's done, let's start by creating a long line along the vertical guideline. After that, draw another line on top of it. This will be for the rim. Next, we are going to add another line parallel to the last one. I would say there are at least 2 inches between them. Then right below it, add another line. This will be the bottommost part of the glass. To make it perfectly straight lines, just press and hold any part of the screen while you are drawing. You can also tap the tab on the bar above to edit the lines, to move it around and adjust its position. Alright, I think the spacing looks okay now. Okay, next, let's work on the upper half of this cube glass, or the bowl. We are going to start by making twin vertical lines from the top to the bottom horizontal lines. This is the part where the width of the rim matches with the width of the bowl's base. As you can see, the curved edge of it will widen outwards from this vertical line. So from this point here, make a triangle until the first horizontal line. Just so you know, there's no need to follow the reference exactly. I'm just using it as a guide for the structure. Next, I'm going to create this oval shape on top here. Press a finger on the canvas to get a perfect shape. Adjust the size and position to fit within the guidelines. Use the editing tab at the top to refine the shape. Since this oval looks too large, pull the upper node down to make it narrower. Make sure to align the blue nodes with the guidelines to maintain symmetry. I'll make a few more minor adjustments until it looks just right. That's much better. Now for the inner oval at the bottom, it needs to be narrow, but we will follow the same process as before. Create another oblong shape and adjust it between the guidelines. Perfect. Got it right on the first try, okay? Don't worry if you need a few attempts to get the shape right. Next, add a smaller oval for the base where the bowl connects to the stem. Excellent! It's time to connect these lines to create the glass's curved edges. Starting from the small oval, draw upwards toward the tips of the oval above to form a basin shape. Adjust the position until it fits perfectly. Use the editing tab to fine-tune the shape, matching it as closely as possible to our reference. Perfect, that's exactly what we want. I think we got the basic structure down, but if you ever need to adjust the overall shape, just grab the transform tool and make any changes as needed. You can use any of tabs according to the adjustments you need. For example, with the freeform tab, you can stretch it to make it look taller or wider. It's totally up to you. For now, I'm happy with how this looks, so I'll keep it this way. After that, let's continue doing the rest of the glass, which are the stem and the base. Let's start by creating two parallel lines that go all the way down. Then, just adjust that a bit to make it thinner. Okay, now I'm going to use my fingers to roughly estimate the length of the stem by measuring the reference by comparing it to what I have on canvas. The bowl and the stem are more or less same length. When you find the right size, place a line to mark where the stem ends. And then go get the width of the base. You can use the bowl as the reference too. This is a pretty nifty trick if you are not doing anything that needs specific measurements. From the rim, draw vertical guides downwards until the bottom line. So around this area, right here, you can draw the oval shape of the base with the right width. Move this shape until the two nodes at the side align with the guidelines. Then I think the shape is fine, but maybe we can make this a little wider. Okay, so far so good. Next, let's zoom in closer to the base so we can add the other parts. So we still need to work on the other details. First, let's draw a small oval in the middle, like this. Adjust and align based on the guidelines. Then, let's add another layer below the bigger oval to add to its thickness. Nice, let's move back up to work on the top part again. We are going to do this kind of ribbed pattern on the glass surface. We don't need to do the whole thing since we have the help of our drawing guide. Half of the work is already done for us, so convenient. We are going to do some really thin stripes until the top part of the basin shape at the bottom. As you can see, the lines near the edges are much more compact because they are curved at an angle. But as we reach the center, the spaces in between get slightly wider. So when you are doing this, pay attention to subtle changes like that, as it will play a role in indicating its shadows and the light later on. Okay, that should do it. Next, we can continue the same lines on their base in shape. We are just going to draw from the existing lines and follow the curve. Let's start from the middle here. I think it would be easier. From the center, we are going to curve it inwards until it kind of looks like the edge of a pencil. Repeat the same motion for the next set of lines. When you reach the part where the curve is more prominent, you can make use of the quick shape feature to get a smoother line. You can also edit it as needed. Keep drawing until you reach the lines at the edges. Alright, that's look good. Now we have got the basic structure of the first glass, but as I compare this with the reference, I think I want to adjust the size of the bowl a little bit. I'll grab the selection tool and select the rectangle tab. Create a selection that covers all of the upper portion of this glass, something like this. Then switch to the transform tool in the uniform tab. I'm going to shrink this part just a little. Like that. Alright, that looks better. We are almost done with this one, but there are a couple of things I'd like to add. I want to add some more detailing on the rim of the glass, so let's zoom in to see more clearly. And I'm going to draw a second layer around this oval to make a thicker edge of the rim. This is going to take a few tries because the shape is a bit tricky to move. It looks like it's flapping its wings. Let's do it this way and move it closer to the first oval, leaving a tiny gap between them. Okay, next up, I want to work on this structure that connects the bowl to the stem. It's wider near the bowl and gradually slims down when it meets the stem. So let's start here and then draw this curved line to connect the two parts. Okay, then just darken those lines underneath so that they stand out from the rest of the sketch lines. And from here, let's continue shaping the stem within the guidelines like that. Let's move on to the base. There's a similar shape here, but it's just upside down. So from the stem, we are going to do the same curved lines that fan upwards. This will also surround a smaller circle in the middle. Then we are going to draw a faint line at the back edge of the base. Since this is glass, we can see the shadows underneath. Next, add a little U shape in this area over here, where you can see some darker colors pooling at the bottom of the stem. Nice, now we can just erase the sketch or guidelines that we don't need anymore. The soft brush will work just fine for this. The size is just 1%. Just carefully remove the unnecessary sketches. We tidy things up in this way so that we don't get confused later on. Yeah, okay, that will do.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like or leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. As a thank you, loyal subscribers receive a 10% discount on my Masterclass 2.0 for Procreate. Check the description for coupon code. See you in the next video.